It's time for my second yoga update. So this is part 2 in a series I'm doing where I'm sharing my experience as I go through the Yoga with Adriene 30-day yoga journey called True. That's the series for this January, and I am participating in it. And a lot of you said that you were participating as well and wanted to hear updates from me and just have a place where we could talk about this stuff. So as far as how things are going since the last time we talked, I'm feeling great. I mean, one thing I can really tell now that we are a couple weeks in is the changes that have already started to happen. I am feeling so good as far as the tightness and stuff in my shoulders and neck. That is an issue that I've been having, and I think it's kind of a typical thing, you know, sitting at the computer, looking at my phone too much, all that kind of stuff. And it's not, you know, totally resolved or 100% better. I definitely still have some issues with that, but it is so much better than it was when I started. I mean, things were really, you know, tight and sore and stuff up here. So I am really excited just to see how much better I feel already just after a pretty short time of doing the yoga every day, and that it's, you know, it's something that I can really notice and tell a big difference, and that's really exciting. I've also really started to notice this week that I feel a lot stronger, and that's something that's really exciting. Just that I feel more sure on my feet. I feel like in the poses I'm able to be more precise and more I don't know, that I can get my body to do what I want it to do more easily. That's a really cool feeling to have, and also my flexibility has been improving. I'm a pretty flexible person just because I did grow up doing dance, so that was kind of a skill that I started working on at a very young age, so that's one thing that is usually something that comes very easy to me, but I was on the little bit less flexible side for me, and I was feeling some tightness in my muscles. So to see now, after doing this for a couple weeks consistently, that that is improving as well, that's really exciting. Now, as far as specific practices that really stood out to me for this past week, day 14 and day 17 were both really, really great for me. They just were ones that kind of worked muscles that I needed to work. They felt like they really addressed problems that I was having, and I just overall really, really enjoyed them. So those are ones that I will definitely mark down to go to again later in the future. And I really like doing that because all the practices are wonderful. I'm always happy with them, and I feel great after I'm done. But when you see those ones that really stand out, I like to, you know, mark them for myself so I can return to them if I want to later on. And as far as the mental side of thing, I'm just so happy that I am setting aside this time for myself each day. I mean, I think I could say it again and again and again, but it is just so wonderful to have that time where I'm not worrying about all the other things that could be distracting me or taking away my attention, and just focusing on what's happening right there on the mat while I'm following along the video and listening to my body and all that kind of stuff. And I think it's just really helpful also for training your brain to do that kind of thing, because I think I can get really easily distracted with stuff. So to practice not doing that is really, really nice. And just the consistency of it, you know, doing some type of movement each day, and also because it is something that is set up for you to do it each day. I think the way she puts the videos together is really nice. She works in those days where it's a little more intense or a little more restorative. So having something that's really put together for you and is put together in a certain order for a reason is really nice. And I just think it's getting easier for me each day to actually get on the mat. It's becoming more of my routine, and because I'm noticing these changes and really feeling how much better I feel, it gets easier and easier and easier to do. And that was one thing I really wanted to get out of this month. So to see that it's happening now when we're only about halfway through is really nice, because I do want this to be something, not necessarily something that I do every single day, because I don't think that's very realistic, but just something that I turn to more and that I incorporate more into my life. And so far the way things are going, I can already tell that that's starting to happen. So that's really good too. And I would love to hear how you're feeling, what your experience has been so far, and if there are any practices that really stand out for you, because I think that's really an individual thing. I mean, depending on what you need, you know, physically, what muscles you feel like you need help with or things you need to work on, what you need mentally and emotionally. Different practices might stand out to you that don't stand out to me. So I would love to hear that in the comments. And if you happen to be new here, this is not one of my typical videos. This is an extra kind of bonus thing, but I'm a dietitian and my videos are typically about food and nutrition stuff. So if you're into food stuff, if you want more nutrition info, and if you do want videos every once in a while like this one, then make sure that you subscribe, because eating healthy and living a healthy lifestyle really doesn't have to be complicated, and I'm going to show you how to do it. And if you want to watch some more videos, I have a couple linked over here that you might like. Thanks for watching. I hope you're having a great